Alright. Okay, hi. Thank you for checking out Her Divine Light. Now I'm coming to you with a kind of a new little twist on my tarot videos. I am kind of working with one of my intuitive gifts called clairaudience, which is kind of a clear hearing. I'm just able to kind of discern and recognize certain information that, I mean, I don't know if everybody can hear it. I don't know, but I just hear things, or I hear it clearly, and from that I'm basing, from what I'm hearing, my other intuitive gifts, claircognizance, which is clear knowing, clairvoyance, clairsenses, I just can feel things, sense things, like just visualize things. And while I was listening to some of these spirit sessions, which, by the way, you know, they can be intense, so you got to be protected, and you have to use discernment so you know who, like, what information you're actually hearing. Because information that, say, you know, Kenneka is trying to share with us, maybe a male's voice or a younger woman's voice might be heard. So from that info, you also have to, you can't always take what you hear at face value. Often you have to pull out, it's like a connect the dots. It is a legit connect the dots. So I'm kind of listening to this as I record it. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm pulling cards on the questions. I just think that it's the easiest, and I super cleanse these, and I'm just feeling really good about it today. So on here, I wrote down there were 7. So for my 7 right now, I was drawn to say Monifa, Shemaya, Ty, Bree, Peasy, Tart, and Irene. Well, maybe I'll ask a little bit more on those last 3. So I was asking for cards from my chakra deck, which this pulls up on energy. Trickery. That's fucking badass. Thank you, angels. Alright, so I asked for a card on Monifa, and I got isolation, because she's kind of on one right now. Now, I'm going with this card too for Shemaya. I think it was like let out a passion. I think that she was easily wooed by Ty because they were all lovey-dovey in videos. The card for Ty was trickery. Alright, so can you please show me one card? Okay, let me come back together. I gotta collect my energy. One card for Adriana. What is the energy that Adriana is currently feeling? One card to show Bree's energy that night. The energy of Bree that night. The motives behind her energy that night. I got guilt. That in the white hat. Rejection. I got that. Oh, I'm kind of. I got guilt again. Maybe that one with Ty too. I'm not sure. Rejection. Rejection. What's the energy of Irene? Show me one card. Okay. My cards are so happy to be talking to me today. Can you show me one card to express the energy of Irene? I mean, what was her vibe that night? Like, why? She knew what was going on. I'm gonna grab these back. You know, actually, I'm gonna pull a different card on these ones. Oh, I think that's because I needed to take out a piece. Alright, so Irene. Oh. Alright. What was the energy of Ty's sister, Tanisha? Personality. Half and half. One card for Irene's energy. What's the energy of Irene that night? What was she thinking? Irene's energy now or then? That night or now? One clear card. Not feeling like that's a card for it. Maybe I don't think Irene. Okay. Gossip. Alright. Thank you, angels. Alright, so I'm going to go to John Holland's Psychic Tarot to see if there is anything that can come through on these cards. Let me try to tilt this down a little more. There we go. Alright. Is that that card? Three of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Three of Swords. I always just think of like three people, you know, whether that's like a situation between friends or if it's a situation between three of Swords. You know, I just her, Brianna, and Shemaya. Her, Kenneka, Irene. Okay, so okay, so what I have for Shemaya here is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, like, it's this passionate, you know, Ty's known for what he does. Obviously, you know, he's making money, so I feel that she was, you know, kind of glossy-eyed, thinking, oh, I can have this. Oh, my head is Archangel Michael. Let me get my lapis lazuli. You know, I can have this money. I can have that lifestyle. She seemed like, I don't know, or just maybe just thinking about the money, like, sure, I'll fucking do it, whatever, I don't care, I'm not here or there, money's money. Prince of Swords. Now, as I've said, the the Knight of Swords is, I believe, like, maybe Kenneka's older brother. The Queen of Swords has been, the Queen of Swords has been Teresa, and the Princess of Swords is Kenneka. So as she's the Princess of Swords, I'm going to go off of, this is also the Prince of Swords. So yeah, I totally think that his motive that night was all about retaliation. It was all about just trickery. He set that shit up. Hi, sorry about that. My camera died. So what I got for Adriana is the Two of Swords. Now, for myself with cards, it's like I just kind of pick up what I feel intuitively, and you know, out of all of them, it's like I really don't necessarily hear too much about like Aubriana. Like, she's not being all like showy how Irene and Monifa are. And you know, there was this one picture with her, and she honestly had a face just like that next to Monifa, where it was like, oh, like, why am I in this picture with you? And I think about, with it being the swords, I do wonder if it's related to, you know, I think it's hard at times in, you know, this city when, you know, you may be attached with like your neighborhood or with like certain gangs or people in your neighborhood just because of like where you're from or who your family is. And you know, with some of these girls, I think that they were friends, but they also, maybe even just the dudes they dated, were associated with different, you know, like cliques of people. So there was always that torn, that like divide. There we go, the divide. So the one I got for Irene was the Empress. And for Irene with the Empress, you know, by no means do I feel like it's a wisdom of her. I think that it's, you know, you see the extravagance, you see how she is just, you know, she knows she's just like on her game. She feels good, she looks good, and you know, shortly after her passing, the first thing she does is say she's like the Queen of Chicago. It's like, what the girl, please. Not even Oprah says that, okay? So, alright. That's what I'm picking up on as far as like the energy that they're feeling, whether it is like that night or now, or just the motive behind it that night. Alright, so that's where I'm going with that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull up these cards again. Just in case they come out again for somebody else, you know, you never know. Okay, those ones. Alright, so I'm going to come back to this video. That was kind of different, but it's like certain things are just hot and fresh in my mind, and it's better that I say it than not. And oh, about my nice little crack, you know, I'm just grateful to have my iPad still, so I'm not really going to trip about it. But if the crack is that bothersome to you, then just click off. But alright, so we see that there was 7. The next one is at yuck. Okay, so yuck. And I think about okay, so let me see, I'm trying to get all of it. Try to tilt it down. Okay. If that is really what they said, I actually like to put captions on here too, because it's surprising the shit you can get. Because it's all about dialect. It's all about dialect. Because she was asking how many men were waiting. She said there were 1. There's 1. There were 3. Okay, so yuck, it makes me think it has something to do with the drink. Okay, so girl acted as me. Let's see. Oh, alright. So, girl acted as me. I got the 2 of Wands. And, you know, with the 2 of Wands, I just always think of magic, you know, switching around. So, right now, I'm going to say that there were 2 actresses. 2. Any insight on these Two of Wands? Any insight on the two? Did anybody know about that there were two? Who coordinated that? Any insight on like who made people dress up? Like who planned that out? Prince of Cups. Prince of Cups. Okay. Oh. I got it. I've always used the King of Cups as tie, but I think in this situation, I think about that like dark blue hoodie khakis that he had on. So I'm gonna say those two, they orchestrated it. She knew too, Tanisha. She knew about it. She knew about it. All right. Any insight on what girl acted as you? What girl acted as you? King of Wands, that's what I've always said is Carl. Girl acted as me. Tanisha was one of them. Okay. King of Wands. Justice. Ace of Cups. All right, so for him, I got mental conflict, and I'm thinking about, you know, you can be involved and make it work out. However, you know, because so much editing was done, there are certain parts of this puzzle that weren't cut out, and I think it's that mental conflict of saying, wow, like what the fuck am I supposed to do, you know? If I get asked about this, what is my story? Why was I there? Why was I in the room? Why does my glove match a glove that we see twice, you know? Okay, so she walked in with somebody. Oops. Alright, so this down. With Becky. Audrey. Alright, I'm going to pause this right now. I'm going to watch this video. I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to come back. Yeah. I'll kind of go off of what I wrote down. Becky. I think about like Becky with the good hair. Becky, good hair. Ooh. What did she just say? Aubriana. I think Becky was to switch that B with that D with the B. I have specific love. It was Todd. What did she say? Yep. Okay. Alright, so this is what I was just picking up on here. The similar gloves and how they were saying they were dressed like me. She's saying there are two people that dressed like me. Similar, but it wasn't me. Similar, but it wasn't me. Okay, so I kept listening. I need a nap, kill her. He had daughters. She said second time stated. As I shuffled it, I just got this flash of the fact of the King of Wands had a daughter, Tanasia, and then that other one. Now there's that video in Ty's room, like the whole corner looks like she's on somebody. Like there's a girl in the corner with like a floral jacket on. And I think that might be, God, I guess I don't know. I was going to say his other daughter. Or she was just she was lighter than him. The Queen of Cups. He had two daughters. I wonder if Ty's mother had another daughter, if they're both Carls, or if one is like one of each. I don't, I wonder if that's a different woman, the mother, two different mothers. Then the devil came up too. So I do think it has to do with, yeah, it does. Okay. The next cards that came out are the Chariot. And I just got the biggest damn crow up to my window. Princess of Swords. Like, yep. Right on track. Right on track. Thank you. He hid himself because he asked his mom. Oh, I think it's about how Irene said that you hit yourself, that Kenneka hit herself. Oh, go ask. I think about how they're like, go ask Mike. Let me see what that spells. Let's see the words that came up with that. What is that? Chura, cloth used as a head covering. A chew, sound of a sneeze. Where's Meg? Moni for his nose is so red. Hooch. Oh, the liquor. Hoodie. So, with that word, hutch, hoodie watched me, hoodie watched me. Hoodie watched. Okay, so one of the questions I just asked, and I'm sorry, sometimes I shuffle and like I'm thinking about the question and the cards come out, so I'm not trying to like do it and not show you, but when I'm like kind of meditating on it, that's when. Alright, so when I asked if there was any video of Kenneka walking into the freezer, what I got again was this Two of Wands, and what I think is being said is that no, there's no video of her walking into the freezer. There's videos of the two people who dress like me, or the person who dressed like me. It's not me. That's not me. The only video, okay, the only video that you see of me is from Ty and Irene's rooms. When they're together in their rooms, something. I just feel like the only video that we actually see her is between these videos. Yeah. I think you moved your head down this time. Okay. Kenneka, who tilted? Is this about Irene's head? Who tilted Irene's head down? Who tilted Irene's head down? Who was wearing that glove? I was asking who was wearing the glove because in this call they talked about the glove again. It's almost like the glove being hidden by the moon, you know, just being hidden. The Three of Wands. I just feel like it's layering onto the fact of like connecting the dots. I think about, okay, King of Wands, Prince of Wands, you know, son, daughter, father. So we don't have the Prince of Wands, but we've seen him. So yeah, that totally was his hand. I'm like, why the fuck is a grown ass man? It's bad enough Ty's there. Look at. It's bad enough Ty was in that room with all these young ass girls, but now you got him in this room too with his tilted hand, and the Princess of Swords came out. I'm not tripping. I am not tripping on this. Medicine, Derek, I got Derek too. He has a big hole in his skin. He's just alone in the dark. Is that you? Are you talking about somebody who's standing in front of you? Is that one of the men that I saw in that employee? videos that I watched. And one was, I think it was labeled incorrectly, and there was like a creepy bald-haired dude in one, like literally sitting there. The security guard was in another, and then like later on there were like some other guys that just seemed off to me. Kind of like, why are you in there right now? Like, what are you doing? Alright, so I'm gonna have to go back and look at those lunchroom videos. 10 of Cups. Something in it's that lunchroom. I'm gonna write that down because I just wonder the way the okay, so what is all the mind of the dudes in the lunchroom? The minds of the dudes in the lunchroom. There's only one card that represents the journey. This is one I remember getting for Irene. I know why the cage bird sings. There's this lunchroom footage. The dude, I just think he's like seriously contemplating, like, what did I just do? There's another video of a security guard dude, dark-haired security guard. He, there's just like this part, look at release. I'll get off of this one in a second, but I think it's kind of hearing all that in his head. Just that weight, the weight of knowing, like, I fucked up. I fucked up. What did I just see? What did I just do? There's, I'm now kind of seeing, you know, maybe somebody saw her and kind of maybe stepped away thinking, okay, what do I do? Do I not? And then went back. Or if something got out of hand. I went too far. Something just went too far. The men I've seen in the dark is it's either a bald white man or there's a security guard. Now there's two. There's the one who runs around like a chicken, and then there's like a Hispanic one, bald head, who on an angel reading, it's this Hispanic dude, that security guard. He's so cute. Okay, let me say something really quick. Rejection. Sorry, I was talking and wasn't recording. Okay, so when I asked her who turned on the freezer, I see the Princess of Wands, and that was Tanasia. And so I gotta like fix my body. Ooh. I hope you can hear me. I didn't realize my music was so loud. Oh, that video of her walking back. Oh, my camera's about to die. That video of her walking back to the freezer, I think it was her pretending to stumble and be all trippy because she turned on the freezer. If it was even on, and if that was even the freezer, I do think she was the one to do it. Okay, before my camera dies, is there any other energy? Let's see. Is there any last message that we would like to share while I charge my battery? Justice, what is her deal? Why? Does this have something to do with her brother? Does this have something to do with retaliation? I see the triangles. It's like family loyalty. Straight up family loyalty. I mean, going with the flow, because if your dad's telling you to do something, you got your brother on you telling you to do shit. It's like, well, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. I mean, how can you fight that? How can you fight it? No, oh, no, I also got a, shit. I also got this card, authority, and I think, well, what if it was the police? They fucking turned it off and they faked it. The police faked that freezer. That is a fake freezer. I wish I was coming out far enough. The fucking world. It's true. That's just a confirmation card. Certain readings, it's not about the description. I'm not reading for a person. I'm like reading the energy and going with my essence and what I pick up on. It's jacked. Yes, what? Why would they do that? King of Pentacles. The Magician. Alright, people. Okay. So, alright. I'm gonna get real with this shit. I'm gonna start filming videos of the evidence and, man. Authority, King of Pentacles, the Magician. I'm trying to find what I know is that the revolution has fucking started. Here we go. The revolution has begun. So, get ready. Thanks for watching. Okay, and although my camera really did just die, so I'm burning sage now after my reading, and thick, heavy, like, you see how thick that smoke is? That's because of how, like, strong this energy is. And, like, I literally just saged before I, like, filmed. So, spiritually led, spiritually guided, energy is real. Raise those vibrations if you're going to listen to those EVP things. Ground yourself. There's even Reiki with crystal energy, black tourmaline, perfect for grounding. Amethyst, you don't have to spend money to protect yourself. That's what YouTube's for. So, thanks for watching.